हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम टू अनदर एपिसोड ऑफ लाइफ ई टॉक्स। मैं हूं आपकी दोस्त और होस्ट राव्या साडा, और हर हफ्ते की तरह मैं लेकर आई हूं आपके लिए एक नया कॉन्वर्सेशन एक नए गेस्ट के साथ। आज हम बात करेंगे फ्रेंचाइजी की। जब मैं ये वर्ड कहती हूँ फ्रेंचाइजी, ऐसे कौन से ब्रांड्स हैं जो आपके दिमाग में पहले आते हैं? लेट मी नेम अ फ्यू: KFC, Domino's, Pizza Hut, Subway, Marriott Hotels. So these are all international brands. What about Indian brands? Why are our Indian brands not global? To answer all these questions, we have Dhinal Baxi today with us. Dhinal Baxi is the founder of Franchisee Insider. Franchisee Insider focuses on performance management, business strategy, time management, and goal setting. Let's know more about franchisee consultants from the man himself, from Dhinal Baxi. Let's welcome him. Hi Dhinal, welcome to Life Feed Talks. How have you been?
Yeah, I am fine, Ravya. Good afternoon.
Thank you for coming to our show and joining us. So Dhinal, franchisee consulting is one of the concepts which is gaining more importance in the last few years, and this is why I wanted to know more about franchisee consulting. So before I shoot questions, so can we have a small introduction about you?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah.
So basically, I am a banker turned into a franchisee consultant, or you can say as an entrepreneur.
Okay.
So the journey started in 2011 when I left my job, and it's been like a decade now in this business.
Okay.
And we have like today serving more than 100 plus clients and more than thousands of clients we have advised for franchisee. So who
Okay.
wants to take a franchisee for them. So this is at presently what we do.
Okay. So, Dhinal, let me first ask you the basic question. Who are franchisee consultants? What exactly does a franchisee consultant do? Because the role is not widely discussed as such. Outreach
Yeah.
bahut hai, but it is not discussed. And this role plays a major role in the industry's growth. What is the work process?
See, now if we see franchisee consultant job role, we carry expertise from various businesses. So if
Okay.
you today ask me what is how retail works, how food works, how e-commerce franchisee works, or maybe an education in that case. So we carry a knowledge from all the sectors.
Okay.
Now, when now there is a gap in the market that any brands who wants to expand, they don't know how to do it.
Right.
So either they can expand on in their own, that is one case. So they needs a capital, which always will be a challenge. Either they can have a funding or maybe they can borrow a loan. So that's a when and franchise is a third way, which is a very beautiful business model.
Okay.
So if you take franchisee as a business, you get a promoter or an owner. So he's going to tell about your brand everywhere.
Okay.
Second thing, he is going to market your brand that I have bought this franchisee. And third thing, he is also going to invest and also going to operate the show. So in this case, this makes a very good win-win situation for a brand who wants to expand.
Right.
Now, yep.
Yeah.
Then second thing comes is a franchisee seeker. So what happens? Most of the people say, I want to start my own business.
Correct.
But what happens? They are not aware which sector to enter, which brand to invest, what are the processes, SOPs, or what is his strength of doing that business. So in both these cases, we as a franchisee consultant play a very important role, whether it is a franchisor or a franchisee.
Okay.
So that's what a core job of a franchisee consultant is.
Okay. So franchisee consultants को ये knowledge होना बहुत जरूरी है about all the businesses. They should have a genuine interest in entrepreneurship and understand business basics in order to help candidates and choose the right franchisee.
Yeah, that's
Correct?
true.
Am I right? So I'm on the right way and I'm on the right path. अभी तक तो. Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me why franchisee consultant is a must for franchisers.
So, see, if we say, see this business globally, if we take this concept is from USA, and if we see most of the concepts are from USA itself. So in USA, 80% of the business are franchised. So if you say all the hotel chains, you name it in India are franchised. Even films like Fast and Furious 7, 8 series, all are franchise series.
Okay.
Schools, colleges, restaurants. So this concept has been taken into India from USA. And
Right.
currently, India has around 15% of only the brands on franchisee.
Hmm.
If we compare to US, it has 70 to 80% brands on franchise.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a huge market. The only gap is people don't know how to do or how to take a help of a franchisee consultant. So there we play a better role. So
Okay.
that's one point where I will emphasize onto it as a franchisee consultant.
अच्छा. ओके. बट जो आपने अभी एक पॉइंट रेस किया, आपने बताया दैट मैक्सिमम ब्रांड्स आर ब्रांड्स व्हिच आर फ्रॉम आउटसाइड. सो
Yes.
before the introduction also, I was talking about the same thing. I was saying that major brands, जब हम बात करते हैं तो हमारे दिमाग में आता है फ्रेंचाइजी. जब हम वर्ड सुनते हैं हमारे दिमाग में जो ब्रांड्स आते हैं वो है मैकडॉनल्ड्स, पिज्जा हट, मैरियट, Domino's, Subway. So these are all international brands. But what about Indian brands? Why our Indian brands are not global?
So it's a very beautiful understanding of yours, and it's a really good thing which you noted the point. Now, if we also do many seminars and talk shows. So when I ask, tell me any brand about franchisee, so everyone say McDonald's. Or today, most of the people call me, they'll say, I want to buy a McDonald's. So this is where the mindset is that franchisee means McDonald's. Right. And ideally, the hero is also the McDonald's itself in franchisee, if we say.
Right.
So see what happens if you say McDonald's, then it is not the burger which is unique, but it is the process is very unique. Right. Same is with the Subway, the process they do is unique. So when we go to any McDonald's store or any Subway, or in case any of the brands which are franchised well, we get the similar kind of experience at all the stores. We get similar kind of foods at all the stores. Yes. So now what has happened, like probably if we see 30-40 years back, Indian brands always wanted to expand on their own. So if we even ask in a family that I want to start my own business, तो कोई franchisee नहीं लेना चाहिए, ऐसा ही बोलेंगे. But now that mindset has started कि नहीं आप franchisee ही लेते हैं. So but by the meantime even brand are also at that mindset कि मैं मेरा brand name किसी और को क्यों दूँ. So that was also a point. So we were not that much developed with this, both the words, means both the psychology. Right. So today if you see, brands have started evolving. And most of the businesses can be technologically connected very well, so they can operate it also technologically well, and they can we can also see the systems like CCTV cameras, all softwares are in place. So this makes the system very strong. So probably this is the one reason I see now Indian brands have a huge scope to expand. Okay. But in the past we were struggling with all these things, so we see many few brands are going on a franchise. Okay. Also, brands in today India, I say there is a huge scope for tier 2, tier 3 city brands to expand, at least in their state or maybe at a national level. International is a different game, but these two possibilities are there for all the brands, tier 2, tier 3 cities. Oh. And with not major of the investments also, they have to just develop a good franchisee system. So successful franchisee system is most important.
It's very important, right? And let's talk about benefits of having a franchisee consultant.
See, benefit, as I told you, we carry an experience of almost all the businesses. Okay. We being connected with the brand promoter, we know in and outs of everything. So if you say that today you want to invest into a stock, so maybe a good Rakesh Jhunjhunwala or Warren, they know everything about the company and then they invest. Right. So we are a Rakesh Jhunjhunwala for our company. So we know everything. So that's why we name it as a franchisee insider. So we know everything about the brand. So where we can open a store, how much profit he can make it, what is the strength of a franchisee seeker, whether he wants to be just an investor or he wants to be an active partner into it. So all these things, we have made an SOPs for all these things. We have a set of questions. We do due diligence for the brand also and for the franchisee seeker also. So if that matches, so like a matchmaker, we say this is an ideal franchisee for you.
Okay. So basically, you are a matchmaker between the
Yeah,
franchisee and the franchisor.
yeah.
Correct. Okay. ये बड़ा ही अच्छा relationship आपने बताया. So you are one of the leading franchisee consultants in India. What sets you as the top performing ones, as the top performing franchisee consultants?
So, see here, as a leading player, I can say it is more about development of a product. Now, I can say that one thing, being a banker, I used to sell different products like art fund, real estate fund, offshore fund. So,
Right.
this all are like on paper format products. So, when
Hmm.
I go to someone, sir, you invest in a mutual fund, there is nothing physical, right?
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
same is any brand comes to me from a physical store, I make them a franchisee on a paper store. So that's what the how I product is developed. Now we taking getting all this expertise. How it works is I will decide whether it is an Oppo phone, Vivo phone, or iPhone, or a OnePlus. So that category also I'll fix it out. On the basis of that entire due diligence, I'll create a product. Now this product has to be marketed well.
Right.
So our expertise comes into development of a product, then marketing of that product. If the product is marketed well, we get a right franchisee candidate for that product. So for me, all the brands are a one product. Now at some stage of point, many brands comes to us and they say, are we ready for franchisee? So we do that due diligence, and if they are not ready, we will say upfront, sir, you do all these steps and then you come enter into this world.
Okay. So you tell them
Otherwise, you'll face
directly.
more in challenges.
You
Yeah,
tell them
that is,
directly this.
yeah, 100%.
Okay. So, Dhinal, one question I have here. Uh, as a franchisee consultant, does listening and communicating these play a major role in brands, in networking the brands?
Absolutely. See,
Okay.
being a consultant, my core job is to listen.
Hmm.
So I have to listen from both the sides. So when a new brand comes to us, he will tell his entire story or maybe a journey of success and failures and what he has done and what is his vision. So that is where my listening comes into it.
Okay.
And in other side, when a franchisee seeker comes, then also he starts speaking that I am doing a job, I want to quit my job, or maybe I am doing a business, I want to diversify my funds for my daughter or maybe son. So they also share their entire journey to me and their goals. So listening is the most important thing. Yeah, the second point is communicating.
Communicating.
So yeah, so communication with them comes very well once I listen to them well,
Okay.
right? So I can formulate my what is this exact needs for the brand, and then both way it works. Also, communicating digitally is important nowadays for all these brands and also for franchisee seekers. So that also plays a very major role in today's time.
Okay. So they say the sharper listening and communication skills are, the more successful a person is. And I think it is rightly said. Okay. So Dhinal, can we go step by step how a franchisee consultant helps the franchisors? जैसे आप मान लीजिए अगर मैं आपके पास आई हूँ, right? And if I'm a franchisor and if I want your help, how is the process taking place? What is the step-by-step process?
So I'll say what we did. We developed an entire scientific approach behind this. So first step is I'll ask somebody to visit my website. And we have around 3 to 4 pages of questionnaires. So you start from your company name, when it was founded, then what is your vision, what is your goal, are you cash flow positive, all these questions. Also, from our experience, we have added some realistic case scenarios. Like few of the questions I can say, if COVID comes into the case and your franchisee is not able to pay the salary, so what you as a franchisor will do? So this kind of questions helps us to understand the psychology of a brand who comes to us. So after this entire form comes to me, we do due diligence. I'll visit his website and everything is there. These are all paid sessions like doctors usually charge. We also charge them fees and we will do entire due diligence and we will give them a due diligence report from our side.
Okay.
After the form, we arrange one meeting. It can be physical or it can be online. Both the modes are possible. Then we will understand more personally. Second thing, then a report is generated and given to him. Now, from that, he can analyze it, that whether he should go on a franchisee or not. So, if I have said at currently you are not at this stage, then I'll put all those points, that these are the points which you need to put in your system, and then you should go it. And if you are ready, then these are the things which you should do it if you want to expand fast.
Okay.
And we as a company have made a policy that at this times we are looking for an aggressive brands who wants to expand faster. See, because like previously we used to see that business as a 10 years of horizon, but now those gaps are reducing to 3 to 5 years. So any new concept you bring into it and you're not aggressive, someone else will come into it and he'll capture the market. Correct. So we always see that aggression of a promoter is most important in today's time.
Okay. But tell me one thing, जो आप ये सब बता रहे हैं, you need to be organized for all these things, right?
Yeah.
और ये फ्रेंचाइजी का खेल, ये पूरा सरप्लस मनी के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So can you explain more about surplus money and franchisee, the relationship between them?
Okay. So see, every person in a journey, जैसे maybe I consulted more than 1,000 people. 70% of the people come to me, तो उनके दिल में एक ख्वाहिश होती है कि अपना एक रेस्टोरेंट तो होना ही चाहिए. And I think most of the people agree to this कि एक रेस्टोरेंट तो होना ही चाहिए. So now maybe he might be doing a job, or maybe he might be doing a business. So in some stage of life, he might have missed this. So now he wants to do or make his, now he has earned money, so he wants to make his passion or maybe his dream come true. Okay. So usually he'll say, I don't want to develop my own brand, but I want to take some good brand franchisee or maybe a good concept which is trending. So he will definitely think for some consultant for this. Okay. So this is where the surplus money comes into it. Now this person can be working maybe in the age of 35 to maybe 45 years of age group, or maybe a businessman in this age group. Okay. So we also have those categories, like if somebody is getting retired, he'll definitely look for a school education kind of option. Or maybe an aggressive person will always go for a retail or a food kind of option.
Right, yes.
So these are all psychologies. Like even my father gets retired, he'll always think of a preschool because he loves kids also. And maybe it's a more female-centric business or maybe an older person business. So these are all how dynamics are being decided.
So you help in all these places, right? ये sectors सारे जो है, चाहे वो school वाला हो या चाहे it's about various different brands. Yeah. Correct. Food business, retail, school, maybe anything. You are the best person to contact for consulting.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
And when we were talking about organizing, you people are supposed to be well organized before. Keep the candidates and franchisors on track and informed through different stages of franchisee development process.
Yeah, okay. That's true.
So tell me one thing, if the candidate is not a good match for certain brand, आपके पास कोई brand नहीं है, and if the franchisee, if the candidate is not a good match for the franchisee ownership at all, so what do you do at that time? As a consultant, do you make that clear to the candidate?
See, now, see what happens, like I already said, we are a matchmaker. So we have 1100 plus brands on our website listed. So we can show him as many options he can. And there are many reasons for not giving him a franchisee. Maybe his area is not acceptable for that brand. Okay. Maybe his budget is also not acceptable for that brand. So sometimes candidate comes with me by an influence that he has visited some specific store and he'll say, I want to open this outlet in my area. But we will say him upfront that, sir, this rental or this kind of sales are not viable for you. So either you look for another option or else I would never advise you to take this franchisee. So we are very upfront. Also, we may have a policy that any of the location, as far as in our territory are concerned, I'll be the one who, along with the brand owner, would be approving that, because location plays around 80% role in the success of that franchisee. Right. So that also we do. So location is very important. That we always keep with us. So we will visit the location and say, sir, this is not viable. We will say upfront no to him. And I have written check also for, in that case, to many franchisee seekers. First they sign an LOI. So once LOI is signed, we take some amount. but if that location is not feasible, we'll return them back.
ओके, सो दीज, जैसे आपने लोकेशन एक पॉइंटर बताया है, आर देयर मेनी अदर पॉइंटर्स व्हिच आर सपोज्ड टू बी केप्ट इन माइंड व्हाइल लुकिंग आउट फॉर अ राइट कैंडिडेट अदर देन द लोकेशन?
One is his age. So what age group he sends, education. So sometimes technical franchisees are available, like automobile sector. You need some technical know-how. Maybe e-commerce platform, you need it. This communication skills. The most important factor along with this is family motivation. So sometimes what happens, he starts a business going against the family. So whenever the trouble comes, you also know entrepreneur journey है. तो भले थोड़ा आसान है, बट फैमिली विल से गई नहीं करना चाहिए था, जॉब नहीं छोड़नी चाहिए थी. सो ऑल दिस फैक्टर्स मैटर इन. सो मोटिवेशन फ्रॉम द फैमिली इज इंपॉर्टेंट क्राइटेरिया. सो वी ऑलवेज आस्क दैट वेदर फैमिली इज विथ यू और नॉट, right? Then comes location, and then comes along with location comes rental. So अगर rental ही नहीं बैठ रहा है तो business नहीं viability बैठेगा.
Okay.
Also one important aspect is his marketing understanding. So whether he is willing to spend on marketing or whether he understands new ages of marketing tools. So these all are factors where we focus on.
Okay. Now one question which comes to my mind is ये मैंने बहुत बार देखा है, हमारी फैमिली में भी देखा है, राइट? सो जनरल इंडियन टेंडेंसी जो होती है ना कि ठीक है, आज मेरे पास घर है और घर मेरा अपर फ्लोर में है, सेकंड फ्लोर, थर्ड फ्लोर, ठीक है, वहां से घर की शुरुआत होती है. जो नीचे जो ग्राउंड फ्लोर है, ग्राउंड फ्लोर का जगह खाली है, एंड इट्स इन द हाउस इज इन द मार्केट एरिया, इट्स इन द हार्ट ऑफ द सिटी. सो एज अ मारवाड़ी और एज यू नो अ बिजनेसमैन, एक टेंडेंसी ये होती है कि हाँ जगह खाली है, जगह खाली है ना तो एक फ्रेंचाइजी ओपन कर लो यहाँ पर.
बराबर.
यहाँ तक वो सोच सीमित है कि फ्रेंचाइजी ओपन कर लो, कि हमारे पास अच्छी खासी जगह खाली है और यहाँ पर ओपन कर लो. बट इफ द पर्सन हैज अदर बिजनेस ऑल्सो, राइट, एक उनका एक अलग बिजनेस है, बट एक माइंडसेट ये है कि सिर्फ जगह खाली है यहाँ पर और ये दे दो. हाउ डज दिस वर्क? बिकॉज उनको ऐसा लगता है कि फ्रेंचाइजर जो है वो अपने बंदे दे देगा, we'll get these people who are trained ones, right? These are trained people and take care of everything, और किसी को बिठा देंगे यहाँ पे. इतना इनफ होता है?
Yeah, it's a very good question. So usually there are 3-4 various franchisee options. So जैसे हमारे में शॉर्ट फॉर्म में हम कहते हैं 4 फ्रेंचाइजी ओन्ड, फ्रेंचाइजी ऑपरेटेड. There is another format called franchisee owned company operated stores. So few skills, like in a food, if you say you want to set up a South Indian restaurant or maybe a bigger size North Indian restaurant, that skill set is very tough. So आपको कोई तंदूर वाला ढूंढना है, उसके पीछे मेहनत करनी है. So even though you like to cook a food, but you cannot manage that. So there we work on a FOCO model. So those are called franchisee owned company operated. So your job is limited to finance, local liaising and PR at your level. So which you already are into that business. So you have a good PR connections, you are local, so liaising is also possible. Everything is managed.
Correct.
FOFO is like for, like if you say an ice cream outlet, it doesn't need much of a skilled labor. या कोई packed manufacturing करना है, retail store बेचना है, so those are very easy. You have to just stand, आप भी product बेच सकते हो, right? Because everything is bar coded, everything is tagged. So there we always propose a 4-4 model. Okay. So these are the two models which works in nowadays. There are other different models, but those are for very bigger kind of investments, probably like 4, 5, 6, 7 crores also. And franchisee has a n number of amount. It can go to 10 CR also.
Okay, so this is how and this works, and there are different models in this, right? So people basically need to understand it. Okay. So आपको कितना टाइम लगता है to identify a right candidate to invest in a franchisee? Because it's important to have a better understanding of an ideal candidate for each brand and investing in a franchisee. Because franchisee में invest करना मतलब it's a long life decision.
100%.
So how much time does it take for you to identify?
So same, I made a process for a franchisee also. So if somebody is seeking a franchisee, he has to fill up a perfect franchisee match form on our website. Same set of questions are asked. So like what is his age, what is his family background. Again the important question is where he is getting the funds from. So किसी ने प्रॉपर्टी बेच के आया है, किसी के पास एंसिस्ट्रल फंड्स आया हुआ है, किसी के पास जॉब छोड़ के बाद जॉब में से आ रहा है, somebody is taking a loan. So all these questions makes me understand that how serious the candidate would be, what efforts he is going to put into it, right? अगर मैं आज जॉब छोड़ के बिजनेस करने वाला हूं तो डेफिनेटली माय स्टेक इज ह्यूज ऑन दिस. So this helps me better. Once this form is filled up, we do a consulting online or offline as a normal process. We show him different models as per his budget aspect. That somebody will say that I want to invest between 30 to 50 lakhs into a F&B sector. So I will show him 5 options in the F&B sector, which all with everything, that who is the promoter, what is the story behind them. I'll explain every financial aspect of this and what is the threat or what is the risk opening this franchise and what is the benefit he has to do it. So ideally if somebody is very focused, sometimes the deal gets click in 15 days or a normal time is 15 to 3 months.
Okay.
So what happens, first time client comes to us, he understands that, then probably if it is food, we will take him for a visit to an outlet, he will taste the foods, then comes the location. So it is a 3-month process. So ideally 15 to 30, 40, 60 days is what a TAT we keep for a franchisee seeker.
Okay, so here people need to know that Rome was not built in a day. You need to have patience and empathy, because investing in a franchisee can take months, 3 months at least. Yeah,
minimum 3 months.
You are changing lives of people through franchising every day. Now tell me, what excites you more about your work?
See, indirectly, I am creating a huge employment. Probably, like I say, if I am awarded 50 franchisee with a normal 5 people in each store, so you imagine 250 people employment, which probably I making my own company won't have been possible. But this creates a huge employment. And if even you go through the statistics, franchisee business has a huge stake into employment as of now in India. Because major businesses are food and education, so our 70 to 80% comes from this, and that's the industry where education or maybe food has a maximum employment. So that's the one thing. Again, creating a challenging franchisee system, so that is also very important to us. Every brand has its own logic, every brand has its own system, so that also helps us out or keep me challenged and motivated.
Okay, so what I understand is ये career सबके लिए नहीं है, ये मेरी understanding है. But let me get it from you. That is this career option right for anyone or everyone? Because the skills and traits required, the knowledge required are significantly different, which contributes to a brand's success. There's a lot of effort, right? So आप बताइए मुझे.
So this is a good career option for people who has a good passion for understanding different businesses. That is first point we look into it. Or maybe somebody who has a financial background can understand numbers also well.
Right.
And people like us who can help them out to be a good franchisee consultant. That is also one way of doing it. And India, I say there is a huge potential for this business. Probably if you say in USA, there are around 30,000 or franchisee brokers or consultants. So they have a different category. Brokers are different, consultants are different.
Okay.
So they have thousands franchisee. Yeah, franchisee consultants are 1,000 plus, and brokers who just bring the leads from the market and pass it on to franchisee consultants.
Okay. So there is a difference between a franchisee consultant and a franchisee broker. Okay.
Yeah. So he just brings, he's a referral partner, he gets the leads, rest everything consultants manages with the brand owner.
Okay. So tell me one thing, why should people or brands take business advice or business consulting or services from you, from Franchisee Insider? What हमने बात की थी, what sets you apart, but why should people take your services?
See, the most important part in franchise is creating a franchisee system. So as I told you, our experience is, I can say it's best as of now, because the models which we create with the understanding is the only aspect which I can say is our USP. So anybody who wants to create a legacy brand, then definitely we are the person who can help them with a successful franchisee system.
Okay. Any challenges you face while all this processing?
Challenge is, yeah, sometimes what happens, a franchisee candidate is more clear, but his family members are not clear of the new trends in the businesses. So that mindset, it takes a lot of time for us to do it.
Okay.
Another challenge we face on the franchisor side is also the same, that they don't know the potential of their brand. Sometimes हमको ऐसा लगता है कि यार for them it is a baby, तो वो ऐसा ही सोचा मेरा बच्चा IIM में पढ़ ही नहीं पाएगा, but ideally he can go into an IIM. That's what I understand. So same is with that franchisor undervalued their brands, even though they have a huge potential. And you imagine India as a country has so many varieties of brands, so that we can have a far better brand than USA, and we have a scope to expand across the globe nowadays, because Indians are spreaded across the globe.
Correct. But you need to educate both the parties, right? यहाँ पर दोनों side आपको educate करना है. Correct?
Yeah, that's true.
Give me 3 traits of a highly successful franchisee consultant.
Yeah. So first thing is expertise of different sectors. Okay. Now, second thing is important is you should able to connect or different various models and put it with some other business model. Okay. So I understand food, I understand education, I understand retail. So from all these ideas, if somebody comes to me, I can take better ideas and create a new product. So that is a second USP or skill set which you should have it. And third is, as I said, it is about more of a knowledge educating skill. So you should always have education, maybe more reading is what I think it is my strength, or a consultant should have. Because I have to read global businesses also. I have to understand Indian businesses also. And probably a brand in tier 2, tier 3 cities also has a different mindset. Right. So that education via books is most important for somebody to be a successful franchisee consultant.
So you read books?
Yeah, probably I have read more than 200 plus books now. I am a good reader. Okay. So I read management books. I read many books, success stories, failure stories.
And it's important. Reading is important. Yep. It helps you. Okay. So let's, one question which was in my mind since a long time, let's talk about the DIY process. What happens if a candidate directly goes to the franchisee rather than seeking help from you?
As I already said, we are the insider, so we know in and out of the brand.
Right.
And you see the beauty of this business. आप सामने से पैसा देने जा रहे हो to a brand owner, so he will never say no, right? So why would somebody say no कि सर आप मुझे franchisee दे दीजिए, आपको फीस क्या है? So he would never say no. But people like us who are neutral, so we understand what is that brand, where it can work, and how it can grow, and what is the vision of the promoter. So that is the one reason where a DIY model fails if he consult us.
Okay.
And as such, we don't charge fees to the franchisee seeker. So anyways, that is not a loss to him.
Okay, so this is the one point they should consider. But also you focus on performance management ho gaya, ya business strategy ho gaya, ya goal setting, time management. Yep. You have to monitor it, right?
Exactly.
It's always a win-win situation if they seek help from you. Correct?
Exactly.
Okay, let's talk about your client list. We have come to end of our session. So, jate, let's talk about your client list. How many companies have you worked with closely and successfully?
See, as of now, we have worked with many companies. But last 3-4 months, we are working on few assignments which are very good. I can say that. So one is a brand called Khushbu Ice Cream. So they're retail coming up with a store or a small cafe. So it's around, we have opened 16 outlets. The company is from a smaller city, or maybe you can say a village in nearby Rajkot. And they have a very good vision. So they are already having a huge network. So we have developed them very successfully. Then we currently are working for an international courier company. So those is like a very small model. You can start with as low as 10,000 rupees. But the scope is across India. So anybody in smaller villages till cities, we can open up. So this is our success story, what I see in this brand. As an international courier, logistics is a beautiful business nowadays.
Okay.
Then we have developed a brand called Urban Khichdi. So they sells around 50 plus varieties of khichdi. So when they started, they were on the one outlet. Today they are having 6 outlets, and we have developed 4 brands with them. So they serve South Indian food also, a pizza as a category also, and they have a North Indian category also. So in an all, they now operate 14 outlets,
Mm.
and all of them are franchised.
Okay.
So this is a few success stories. One recent brand is what we have taken is from Ahmedabad. It's a 40-year-old brand, and they are third generation entrepreneur. So
Okay.
now they want to expand their dairy on franchise. So
Okay.
we just open around 11th outlet in 3 months. What we are doing it.
Wonderful. 3
So
months,
even
11 outlets is a
yeah.
big.
So this we will be opening around 11th outlet this Sunday. So
Hmm.
that also impacts more. And dairy is a very beautiful business again.
Okay.
It's a daily need product. You can say dairy and sweets. It's a
Hmm.
daily need product. So
Hmm.
it's a good business model.
Okay. So one more question here I want to ask is, एक कैंडिडेट के पास कितना अमाउंट होना चाहिए? व्हाट इज ही लुकिंग फॉर? मतलब अगर मैं आपके पास आ रही हूँ एज अ कैंडिडेट, मेरे पास एक सरप्लस बेसिक कितना अमाउंट होना चाहिए टू ओपन अप अ फ्रेंचाइजी?
Ideally, as I told, that budget can be start from 50,000 rupees, or it can go to in crores also. But it depends on the business model you select. Like a e-commerce or a home-based has a very lesser investment.
Hmm.
The earning capacity also is the same then. So bigger the investment, the bigger is your ROIs.
Okay. Okay. So any piece of advice you would like to give before leaving?
Just one thing, if you want to create a legacy, then you have to expand. That's what I say as a franchisee consultant, that expansion is must if you want to create a legacy.
Oh, okay. So thank you, Dhinal. Thank you so much for joining. You are a business problem solver, I will say. And
Yeah.
if people are looking out to expand their business, or if people are looking out to buy franchisee, you're the right person to get in touch with.
Yeah,
Right. So
that's
thank you
true.
again for joining, and thank you
Thank
for
you very
sharing
much.
your journey.
Thank you. Yep. Bye bye.